15 years of school. You memorized formulas, dates, theories, but nobody ever taught you the one thing that truly controls your life: how money works. Not how to spend it, not how to save it, but what it actually is and how it moves through the world. There's a reason for that. The school system wasn't designed to create wealth. It was designed to create workers. And the wealthy? They were never taught to be workers. They were taught to see what's invisible to everyone else. In the next 10 minutes, you'll learn 3 things the wealthy understand about money. Things the education system will never teach you. Not because it's complicated, but because understanding it changes the game completely. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with the first hidden truth. Here's what the school system teaches you about money. Work hard. Get good grades. Get a good job. Earn a salary. Retire at 65. That's the entire curriculum, the complete roadmap. But here's what they don't tell you. That roadmap was designed in the 1800s, during the Industrial Revolution, when factories needed obedient workers who showed up on time and followed instructions. The school system isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do: create employees, not owners. And the wealthy understood this early. Warren Buffett bought his first stock at 11 years old. Not because he was smarter than you, but because he saw something different. Money wasn't something you earned by the hour. It was something that could work while you slept. Think about that. At 11 years old, he understood what most people never learn in their entire lives. That time is the real currency, not dollars. But here's where it gets interesting. The school system doesn't just hide this from you. It actively teaches you the opposite. It teaches you that trading time for money is success, which brings us to the second hidden truth. The school system teaches you to trade time for money. The wealthy learn to multiply time. When you have a job, there's a direct relationship between your time and your income. Work 40 hours, get paid for 40 hours. Work 80 hours, get paid for 80. This is a linear equation, and linear equations have a ceiling. Let's say you make $50 an hour. That's $100,000 a year at 40 hours a week. A good salary, right? But here's the trap. To double your income, you'd have to double your hours. 80 hours a week. Every week, forever. That's not wealth. That's a prison with a better view. The wealthy saw this trap and asked a different question. How do I break the linear equation? The answer was simple: ownership. When you own something, a business, real estate, intellectual property, or stocks, the relationship between time and money changes completely. You can work 40 hours and generate 100,000 or 500,000 or even 5 million. The time stays the same. The output multiplies. Chris Gardner, the man from The Pursuit of Happiness, was homeless with a child. He took an unpaid internship at a brokerage firm. 6 months, 0 income. Everyone thought he was crazy. But he understood something. He wasn't trading time for money. He was trading time for ownership of a skill that would multiply his value forever. Today, he's worth $70 million. Not because he worked harder than everyone else, but because he broke the linear equation. So the school teaches you to trade time for money. The wealthy learn to multiply time through ownership. But there's one more thing they understand that changes everything. Here's the deepest truth the school system never taught you. Money isn't paper. It's stored energy. When you work, you're converting your energy, your time, focus, and skill into dollars. Those dollars are just containers for that energy. And like any form of energy, it can either dissipate or accumulate. The wealthy understand this instinctively. They see money the way a physicist sees energy. It flows towards structure. If you don't have structure, systems, assets, ownership, the energy dissipates. It flows out as fast as it flows in. Rent, bills, expenses, gone. But if you build structure, the energy accumulates, and accumulated energy creates more energy. That's what compound interest is. That's what passive income is. Energy building on itself. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "Those who understand it, earn it. Those who don't, pay it." But here's what he really meant. Compound interest isn't about math. It's about energy accumulation over time. The school system teaches you to focus on the flow, your salary, your paycheck. The wealthy focus on the reservoir, the structure that holds and multiplies energy. This is why two people can have the same income and live completely different lives. One person earns 100,000 and spends 100,000. Energy in, energy out, net zero. Another person earns 100,000, lives on 70, and invests 30 into assets. Energy accumulates, structure builds. After 10 years, the first person is still at zero. The second has a reservoir of energy working for them, 24 hours a day. The school system never taught you this because it threatens the entire model. If everyone understood that money is energy and that energy flows towards structure, they'd stop trading their lives for paychecks. They'd start building reservoirs. And that's exactly what the wealthy do. So here's what we've uncovered. Number one, the school system teaches you to be a worker. The wealthy learned to be owners. Number two, the school system teaches you to trade time for money. The wealthy learned to multiply time. Number three, the school system teaches you to focus on the flow. The wealthy learned to build reservoirs. This isn't about being smarter, it's about seeing differently. The wealthy aren't lucky, they're literate, in a language the school system never taught you. Money isn't good or evil, it's neutral, it's just energy. And those who learn to move energy with purpose become free. If you want to understand this deeper, there's one book that explains the psychology behind all of this. The Psychology of Money by Housel. Not for investment tips, but for the mental models that change how you see value. You might say, but I don't have money to start. Start with $100. Not for the return, but to train your brain to think like an owner instead of a worker. Or maybe you're thinking, isn't it too late for me? Ronald Reed was a janitor his entire life. He died with $8 million from simple dividend stocks and patience. It's never about timing, it's about understanding. If this changed how you see money, hit the like button. And if you want more content that reveals what the system hides, subscribe. The game doesn't change, but once you see the rules, you can finally start playing.